Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This workout was filmed 15 weeks before my bodybuilding competition during the first week of contest prep. So before starting the diet, I spent 2 weeks at maintenance calories. I wasn't trying to build muscle or lose fat. The goal was simply to recover from my off season, reduce accumulated fatigue and prepare my body for the next 16 weeks of dieting. So today's workout focuses on hamstrings and glutes, which I identified as my weakest body parts during the off season. Rather than just training harder, I want to train smarter by giving these muscles more attention while I still have enough energy to push hard. Throughout this workout, I'll explain why I chose these exercises and the techniques I use to maximize muscle growth while managing recovery. I'm starting this workout with the leg press because it allows me to warm up the entire lower body while still applying a significant amount of load. You'll notice my feet are placed higher and wider than many people normally use. That's deliberate. This position increases the involvement of the glutes and hamstrings while reducing the emphasis on the quadriceps. One thing I learned after many years of training is that small adjustments often produce much bigger results than simply adding more weight. I see people changing exercises every week, searching for a secret routine, but consistency almost always wins. Find a movement that suits your body. Perform it with excellent technique and gradually improve over months rather than days. During contest prep, I'm also careful not to waste energy. So every working set should have a purpose. I don't perform a junk volume just to make the workout longer. Some people might wonder why I'm training leg extension when today's focus is hamstrings and glutes. Well, the answer is simple. Even when you are prioritizing one muscle group, you shouldn't completely neglect the others. So balanced development isn't built by training only your favorite muscles. It's built by giving every muscle enough work to maintain or improve it over time. Leg extensions also help increase blood flow around the knee joint, and I find that they help me feel more stable before the heavier posterior chain work later in the session. So during contest prep, I am also trying to reduce injury risk. So staying healthy is far more important than chasing one extra repetition. The hamstrings often responds better to quality than quantity. Instead of rushing through the movement, I focus on controlling the lowering phase, pausing briefly at full contraction and keeping constant tension throughout the set. One of the biggest mistakes I see is lifters letting the weight stack crash between repetitions. Once the tension disappears, the muscle has an opportunity to rest, and that's exactly what we don't want if our goal is hypertrophy. So muscle growth is stimulated by tension, not by momentum. At this stage of prep, I'm still training with intensity because maintaining strength is one of the best ways to preserve muscle while dieting. This is probably my favorite exercise in today's workout. There are very few movements that load the hamstrings through such a long range of motion. I keep a slight bend in my knees,
maintain a neutral spine, and concentrate on pushing my hips backwards rather than simply lowering the bar. I don't think about lifting the weight. I think about stretching the hamstrings under control and then driving the hips forward to complete the repetition. That's an important difference. Bodybuilding isn't weightlifting. The objective isn't moving the heaviest bar possible. The objective is placing the target muscle under the highest quality tension possible. So when people ask me why I trained for so many years without serious injuries, I believe one reason is that I always try to make the muscle do the work rather than allowing my ego to control the session. The adductors don't receive much attention on social media, but they are an important part of complete leg development. They contribute to the thickness of the upper leg, improve stability, and support many compound movements. Bodybuilding is often won by the small details. Everyone notices big arms and the wide shoulders. Judges also notice complete development. My cardio at this stage is still relatively moderate. I don't start contest prep by doing endless hours on the treadmill. I prefer making the smallest change necessary to keep progress moving. That means calories stay higher for longer, recovery stays better, and hopefully I retain more muscle throughout the preparation. The same principle applies whether you are preparing for a bodybuilding competition or simply trying to lose body fat. Remember, don't do more than you need. Save your tools for when you actually need them. So, one lesson I'd like everyone watching this video to take away is that every successful training program starts with honest self-assessment. During my off-season, I spent time analyzing my physique. I wasn't looking for compliments. I was looking for weaknesses and weak points, because weaknesses tell us where future progress can come from. My hamstrings and glutes needed more work, so they became my priority. If your shoulders are lagging, make shoulders your priority. If your back lacks thickness, organize your training around improving your back. Progress isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most.
So every competition prep teaches me something new, even after all these years of training. That's one of the reasons I enjoy documenting this journey. Hopefully, my experience helps you avoid some of the mistakes I made earlier in my bodybuilding career. Over the next few months, I'll be sharing every stage of this preparation, including my training, nutrition, posing practice, and the adjustments I make as body fat comes down. If that's something you are interested in, I'd really appreciate you subscribing to the channel and following the journey to the stage. And if you are a man over 40 who's looking to build muscle, lose body fat, or simply train with a structured plan, feel free to get in touch about my online coaching. I'd be happy to help you achieve your goals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.